Hi, this is Kelly at Ben Franklin Crafts in Bonney Lake. Today I'm going to show you how to do a photo transfer on wood. Okay, today what we're going to do, I'm going to transfer a photo onto this size piece of wood. You could use any size you want, all different shapes, shapes and sizes. You could even do a block if you want to do multiple photos. Even something, has a cool edge with a piece of, like a slab from a log. Just whatever shape you want to do. What you're going to do is print out on a plain piece of paper with inkjet printer to this. You want to print your picture to the size of the piece of wood you're going to use, whatever size you'd like to use. We're going to get started by prepping the wood. You just want to lightly dampen just a paper towel just to kind of knock the dust and whatnot off the wood, and it just set that aside. And then what we're going to use is the Clouding Helmuth Studio medium and the matte finish. You can use any kind of acrylic medium, but this is specifically for image transfers, and it's really awesome stuff. So grab like a foam brush. I find is probably the easiest to use, and you're just going to generously paint it on where you want your picture to be. I do both the wood, and I do paint some on the picture too, just to make sure it sticks and transfers well. Okay, it's really important that you saturate the wood just so you can get a really good transfer. That's why I also do a little bit on the picture. Just really glob it on there. And paint. Cover my picture. I just want to make sure I have a really good transfer. Is why I'm doing both the wood and the picture. My main concern is his image, my son's image. Kind of also what's cool about doing this with the wood is you're going to see some of the wood come through, and that's what makes it really neat. So I should have said beginning, you do want probably not a lot of white, because the white's not gonna necessarily transfer through, so you'll see a lot of wood through there. But a little bit is good, because that looks really cool. Once you get your picture covered and your wood covered how you like, you're going to carefully position it. If you just set it down real light, because once it sticks, so set it down lightly to get it to kind of where you would like it. And once you can reposition it a little bit if you need to, and you get that on there. And then you want to use something like a burnishing type tool. You can use a craft stick. These are really cool. We use these in vinyl to burnish the vinyl when you're doing vinyl transfers. You just kind of lightly, you'll get a little bit of wrinkles, but to get the paper to stick, get the air bubbles out. Don't have something to burnish with, you can use your fingers. You're just smoothing out the bubbles. You don't want to do super hard to where the paper may tear. If you need to, where you can see it where it's kind of fighting me a little bit, you can just add a little bit more glue. The medium, it does kind of make it the paper, I guess, more flexible, you could say. You just kind of get the corners. So wherever you paint the medium on, that image is going to transfer. So if you don't want it on the edges, just make sure you get it as little on the edges as possible. You can scrape those off later if you really need to, or you may like it. It's kind of part of the image. It's fun. So just keep going to where you get it you like. Once you're happy with the placement, you're going to let it dry overnight, and then if you start this early in the day, you can actually do this in the evening. It should be long enough to be able to dry. So I've got it all on there, and we're just going to let it dry overnight. Okay, here I have one that's I've already done. It's already dried and whatnot. And what you are going to do now is you're going to tear off what bits you can get off. And then what you're going to do is either get a rag or a sponge. You can even use your fingers. You're going to get the paper wet. You can really saturate it. And what you're going to do is you're going to keep rubbing to where the pieces of paper do come off. And you might see a little bit of the ink will come off, but that's kind of what you want. Gives you that that kind of see through the image. It almost looks like your picture's been etched on. Okay, you're going to end up actually doing this probably a good 2 or 3 times. You may let it dry a little bit in between. When it's wet, it looks like it's kind of all come off, but then you'll see when it dries, you'll still see some white images. These white spots here are where the picture didn't necessarily transfer, but that's okay. That's what you want. It gives that distressed look. And we're just going to keep going. You can kind of see it starting to come off here. And like I said, when it's wet, it does look like it's come off, so you're going to kind of let it dry a little bit, then you can see what areas you want to keep rubbing to get more and more off. Okay, once you're done rubbing all the paper off, we are going to distress the edges of the board to kind of give it a more rustic look. You don't have to let this completely dry before you do the edges. We're going to use the Distress Ink by Ranger, and this is really simple. You just grab your ink. This is actually brushed corduroy color that I like. I thought it kind of went with, I like that dark color, and you're just going to kind of stamp it on. You can get it as closely if you want a little bit on the edge of the picture, excuse me, that's fine. You just can kind of stamp it on there. You can go all the way around. Rub the edges. You can do as much or as little ink as you like. Okay, once you're done, you got it the way you like. Once it's sealed, you are done. I'm going to show you here's the original that I had done. What I ended up doing, I wanted to use a piece of twine to hang it with. You can use like a sawtooth hanger on the back if you want. I drilled a couple holes. Actually, I had my husband drill a couple holes. You can actually even add some embellishments if you'd like. And that's pretty much it, however you want to finish it. Well, I hope you enjoyed this project today, and my name is Kelly, and I'm with Ben Franklin Bonney Lake. Have a good day.